If you've missed any episodes of Good Questions with Cameron Dole, you might have missed this.
Every month, we like to have the chance to visit with Oklahoma State Senator and a good friend of the show as well, Brent Howard. And first off, Brent, the first time we're doing it virtually, kind of a sign of the times we're living in, right, my friend?
It is. Of course, now you get to see at least the window in my office up here at the Capitol. So.
Now, the new session is underway. And first off, Brent, as you start the new session, what is the outlook going into 2021 at the beginning, I guess, is the first question.
Well, this has really been one that hit the ground running. Of course, this is only my third year up here. The first 2 years, basically we kind of took this first week to get to know where the bathrooms are, get to know new colleagues, and then typically only hear maybe about 15 bills throughout the whole week. This session, though, with how much was delayed through last session, as well as just kind of an urgency on being last session, we know that things could shut down completely. We were hearing 15 bills per committee pretty much right from day one. And so that's continued on. This has been just very, spurs to it, whip and spurs. So we've been working hard and trying to get through a lot of things that just didn't get passed last year because session closed down, as well as new issues that have come forward with the new elections and everything that's come through with new members.
And I know that virtual meetings, I know that was one of the things that's been passed this week. And I know it's a sign of the times, the items that are at the forefront as the session begins as well.
That is true. Fast tracking things and trying to get things that are high priority through. That extension, I guess I should say, of the Virtual Meetings Act. Or Open Meetings Act through virtual was through the Senate by Wednesday, went over and was signed by the governor, I believe, yesterday morning. That was something that was very much needed, as we're seeing through our own having to meet virtually and you in your COVID studio. That's something that's still affecting all of our boards, our local communities. And so we were happy to get that through and saw the priority on it.
Now, as we talk about COVID, we talk about the vaccine rollout, obviously weather, there's that issue as well this weekend. How do we navigate all of the ugliness that's possible in the midst of trying to get this vaccine rolled out as well?
Well, I think first of all, we've got to be thankful that we're not going around in covered wagons anymore. So just take a little bit longer to stop. But ultimately, what we've talked about with Department of Health yesterday, and I think that's what they're releasing now, is with this weather, we're probably going to expect some shutdowns. And what we've always had is that people come in and they register online and they get a date for when they're going to get their vaccination or their second vaccination. A lot of those times it's at least 3 days to a week in advance. So you're going to have to really call into your local health department, or they will send you a notification if the department has to close down, or if we don't want you to try to go over icy roads. COVID is here. It's affected a lot of people that we know, has caused some deaths and caused some illness, but ultimately the ice isn't immediate. So don't risk your immediate health for protection in the long term. We will still continue to work on and double up vaccinations later on when the weather gets back to normal. So it is going to affect a little bit of the rollout. If roads are icy, we can't get vaccines out because those come into the state typically Thursday through Saturday. So we might not even have it in the community. So again, just kind of check with your local health department before you start venturing out in that. Stay warm, check on your friends that are elderly and have less means, and make sure that they have enough to get them through, because we are really going to see, I believe, at least the way that the meteorologists are talking, weather that we've not seen in Oklahoma for generations.
And for you, as COVID regulations, as the vaccine gets rolled out, how is the constituency's reaction to the overall state of the state, if you will, going into 2021's new session?
Well, onto the COVID side, we're, I think, doing pretty well. We are one of the top states as far as percentage that's actually gotten administered the vaccine. And so that's just been great for us. It's been great for all of our citizens, and really comes back great for our businesses, and that we're not having to shut down and we have that more opportunity to open. And then on that line, it's great for our schools. Kids are in public schools, or in school learning at a much more higher rate than a lot of other states. So we're really happy about that. As far as talking about other things going through this session, we are open at the Capitol. We've had a couple of rallies already through this session. And so it's just a matter of still trying to be aware of really sanitizing your hands and maintaining some distance whenever we go through that. But we're up to the challenge, and I think just the same as every other business within the state.
And obviously some of the big points are employment, also the economy. How is obviously the gas industry has taken a hit. What's the outlook for that, and also for the state economically?
Well, and I think whenever we last talked, Cameron, we were talking about the December numbers, and
Right.
We had a little bit more rosy outlook. We had gotten a preliminary certification that was going to be up around 600 million. Of course, as we talked about last time, a lot of that was carryover, just because income taxes weren't due in April last year. They were extended till July, so that just rolled some things forward. But also we had talked about prices at that time had been up. We were having more collections. And if anybody's seen the January numbers, they were way down. We had essentially January of 20 compared to January of 21, I think was about a 16% decrease just that month. So as we look at the fiscal year, which goes from July 1 to June 30th, we're still about 0.9% up. But as we start looking at the trends, if you weight the more recent months and give more weight to those, January is really scaring us on what that might look like going forward. So I hate to be the prognosticator here, but I think we're still shooting for a flat budget, and that's what we're looking at so far across the board. Just trying to keep everything at least where we were last year, and hope that we can pull out of this and get more jobs and get more economic development through other means.
And just like everything else we've learned this last year, make the most you can out of the littlest you've got, right?
Yeah, that is exactly it. Be thankful for what you have.
That's right. Well, Senator, always want to make sure and let folks know what, if they have questions, would like more information, the website, email, any of that information to reach out.
Yes, well, I'm spending quite a few more days here at the Capitol now that we're in session. So calls are available now if I'm not in other meetings, but generally can call you back. That's 405-521-5612. And then what allows probably a little more flexibility on getting back is the email, and that's brent.howard@oksenate.gov. And really want to hear your input if you know of anything that's coming up or should come up. I'm here to represent you.
All right. Well, Senator, always good to visit with my friend. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Stay safe out there if you have to travel, and we look forward to talking again real soon.
Thank you, Cameron. You take care of yourself as well as all of our listeners. Thank you.
Good Questions with Cameron Dole. Click the link for access to all available formats and socials.